crap.
Oh, it's not working.
Everybody get a drink.
It's his fault.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Woo! We got Wayne.
Thank you. Wayne, thanks, buddy. Oh, yeah, could you have something to eat? Something for me?
Like always, I come to your rescue.
All right. That's true. That is very true. Known that man for 23 years or more, and when I start doing the thank yous, it's going to be tough to thank everybody, but that's what puts this all together, the people who come together to help us out. I'm not sure where to start because I know there's a lot to come after me, but I'm very honored to see the amount of people that are here that represent my years. In 1969, I was a student at the Rice Lake High School. And I was 69 and 70, I had an instructor in speed typing and business law, Nancy Vries. And you want to talk to her about what kind of a student I was, she'll let you know. But the important part is that's how I respect the past, because that's where it started for me. And I mean that because I had a history teacher by the name of Frank Kelly. And he said, we've just finished building this new photography lab, which I was in photography. That's probably one of the only things I liked in high school, so I did a lot of pictures, black and white. And he said, there's a school in town that wants us to do a course for. And it was Vocational Technical and Adult Education, District 17, Rice Lake, a continuing ed course. They called it Field whatever he was, and Forrest Nutter was the district specialist or something in continuing ed, which Mr. Fowler is the vice president of now of that. Spin it. So I taught this course in January of 1970, and this gentleman comes up and he brings a brand new Yashica twin lens reflex camera. It's that big 2.25. I know you don't know this, but 2.25 black and white negative. The gentleman's name was Neil Satinga, who a lot of us in here know. He was an instructor at the vocational school in merchandising and marketing. And he said to me, what are you doing when you graduate from high school? And I said, I'm not sure yet. I'm looking at some options. Long story short, he asked us to come down and look at his program at the current police station and across the river at Red Cedar, I'm not sure now, the academy. So we went to school there in the fall of 1970 and in merchandising. And that's where it really began for me. And I heard was going to tell that story in this way, and then the district president comes up in the buffet line tonight and tells me that, what did you say, Mr. Will? Go ahead.
You started working here the year I was born.
Got that. That took about 3 pages out of my speech, but all I can say is, really? This is a kid. What the hell am I? That's the kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people in this room. A lot of people that represent the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. And my first years with the school in the 70s when I did student activities. And Don Menz, Gene Christiansen, those campus administrators. And then when I got into coming upstairs, Mary Ellen Filkins was our campus administrator. And when we actually David Hildebrandt was our district president. And then I went to take the job at the conference center, and more respecting the past. That's 23 years now. The conference center is actually 24 years old, starting just here in November. Mary Ellen, do you remember our first conference? In the conference center. October, we were hosting all the presidents and campus administrators. And we went on the boat to Stout Island in the snow. Great planning. Successful conference. They've never been back since. But that was her too. That was under her reign. Barb Sommerfeld. I don't want to do a lot of names because I'll forget people, but Barb Sommerfeld was my first supervisor when I moved into the conference center. And when that conference center was built and we did the Partners in Progress, and it went out to the community and we did all those things, and we wondered, would it be built? Can it get built? And what it'll be like? And there were some people that said, I don't know why you're going to take that job, Haynes, because that it isn't going to be there. And if Mike Boyle was here, he's not, but Mike Boyle referred to it as a black hole. But this is truly a story where if you build it, they will come. And the biggest thing I can tell you there is, that's the success of the conference center. Some 14,000 conferences in 23 years, 590 on an average. I just got to digress to a page. Bringing in almost 500,000 participants. Some of Craig's figures, but it's incredible. We have some people in the audience who represent the communities and the contracts and the agencies that we had, CISA and Turkey Store and other people that use our conference center. And boy, it took off. And I only started with that with part-time, and I brought alumni upstairs. I transferred, I used my transfer rates with the union and support staff to get that job. And then after the first year, I went full-time, and alumni had to go to someone else because we were already so busy. My point here is in respecting the past and what that conference center has done, it's not just what we did, it's what we all did. All the people that support that in this college. All the people that come to help us out. And we might joke because Wayne came up here to fix the system. Wayne comes to the conference center and his staff all the time to help us. We rely on the LRC, the IT, the IP department, the LRC, all those. We rely on the Office of Technical Support, people who use our conference center, faculty, all the units that we book. And if you look at the numbers on what we've done on business and industry and bring in events, we just had a large leadership event with the DOJ and another one coming. We work with the Department of Health, Department of Transportation. We do a lot of state events. They locate up here and then they don't have to come down to Madison. So it's far-reaching and it is great for our community. So that brings us up to where I am now today, finishing up, wrapping up my career in the conference center. I can't say thank you to all of you enough for that and all the help that you've given me. I kid you not, back in the 70s, I learned more math with Don Menz and Neil Satinga, and then this young punk came along by the name of Jerry Bagoon, and he was a practice teacher. And he got Don Menz's job because Don got promoted. Those people taught me more about merchandising math, which just sucked. I had to get through the course, but geez, I'll take a D. But Mary Ellen, it's okay. It was under, you were there. The important thing is that the dedication back then. Someone asked me in a video interview that we did the other day, getting ready for the 75th coming up in January for the whole college. And what do you feel was important why this college is number 4? And I gave him my reason, but when you think about it, what have we been doing for 75 years? The dedication. At that time, when I named off, when Covey, District President Covey, Gene Christiansen, our campus administrator, and I was out of school, and I came back to substitute teach for Neil Satinga, who was out with the hospital back surgery. There was 12 faculty for that campus, and they're in 9 buildings in Rice Lake. So there is rich history, there's dedication. If they took the time to work with me, look what we do now. Everybody that's in this room that works for the college, we have a passion, and it's there. And thank God we have administration that helps us with it and makes us move on. In my closing of our present, I do have to thank Craig Fowler, because if it wasn't for him and his guidance and him helping me and empowering me to get out and do some other things, I wouldn't be complete as I am now and got the chance to do a lot. And I thank you for that, Craig. We would have monthly meetings. Hey, how's it going, Jack? Yeah, good. He'd never have a damn thing on his desk. I would bring the data. You want to throw shit? I'll throw shit. I would bring the facts. They're facts from Jack. He never wanted anybody to whine. But I'd go in and whine, but I always had a solution or a plan or an alternate. Isn't that right, sir? Right. I broke him down, and he finally looked at it and remembers it's okay. It's okay, We had a great relationship, we still do, and I thank him for everything. It's not always easy to come together and make that run. The two groups I really need to thank is our conference center staff, present and people who have retired, and of course, the food service people. And I want those people to stand. Thank you all. We finally got our new facility. Thank God, Alicia, we finally got our new facility. All of those years, and we got food under our roof, and we made it so easy. Now the conference center can get served, and we have the staff, and we're still working with the UW, but we're mainly in-house under one roof. Come down and see that if you haven't. Those are the people that do the countless hours now, day in and day out, nights and weekends, and we have the events at both schools, and I thank them. The important thing to note here is that the conference center, yes, changes for me when I walk out next Friday. It's time. Somebody told me that back in 1984, these are facts from Jack, I got it in the book. This is a Voyager yearbook. Oh my God. They went back to the 60s, which I have, and I think they ended in the 90s. When I went upstairs, that we quit doing yearbooks because they just weren't profitable anymore and video was coming on board. The comment in there, to wrap it up, what I did doing here, is we wanted to dedicate a page. The staff came, I was the advisor of the yearbook that year. They wanted to dedicate a page to the WITI graduates. WITI. Here we go, David, get ready. Wisconsin Indian Head Technical Institute. We had a management meeting one day, one of my first days in management. An instructor came in and said, if we want to be a college, and we should get our name out on the street, that calls us College Drive, and we should change our name to being a college, to rival what was happening next door. Well, this year, they paid a tribute to the graduates. And in here is a quote, I'll read it, so you know it's true. The WITI graduate. Is it right? Is it time? Am I ready? Yes, ready for the job I have been trained to do. The future is today, so go for it. Author, Jack Haynes. Now you can laugh at that because you know what I did back then. As we wrap this up and talk about the present moving into the future in my time. Try to hang around and I'll introduce you more to my family here and get more time with them. Between the family, we have 5 grandchildren here and 3 of them over in Okinawa, Japan, so there'll be 8 of them when they get back to the States. But what's important is to understand that there's more time for that. Maybe I can make that recital or the dance or the play during a weekday, retired. More time with the family. More time with my partner here, and we're going to ease into the holidays. And in February, we're going to take off for Florida and do some exploring. And the year after that, we're going to go to Arizona because some friends and family will be out there. And I thank everybody for that. I thank you all for believing in me and helping me along the way. All my mentors. Mary Ellen, John Graff, all those people in the 70s and 80s that started with that school when I was there and moved on. You've all been a part of that. Fred Johnson, communications. A lot of people here we should be introducing. Get to know those people because they are retirees as well as I will be. And about a week and a half ago, we had a 75th Planning Committee meeting on campus. And I was amazed and excited to see how many retirees came in for that committee meeting and broke off into subcommittees as we get ready to plan the big event. And so I don't say goodbye, I just say see you. And you all know who you are that have helped me along the way and made that. And is it right? Yes, it is. Is it time? You're damn right it is. And am I ready? Yes, I am. But I have been trained by the best. And it has been a lifelong journey for me so far for all those years. It's been my life, my career. And the success of it is because of all of you. Keep that passion, work that with all of our students, and as I did with our customers. And I thank you all so very much. And God bless.